Come on! What's the matter with you?
Lamar.
There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
And so the reason that the background on my phone, like I'm so passionate about this, like the background on my phone is 2 words. It's just win. That's it. It's just win. When I think about that, it's like no one cares. Just no one cares. No one's going to ask, how many people did you get help with before you failed? They just are going to know whether you failed or not. And I think it's ridiculous to live life this way, because the real is that underneath of this is actually ego. It's not being able to say, I don't know, please help. And so it means that many people would rather maintain their egos and fail than win.
Nobody believes in you. You've lost again and again and again. The lights are cut off, but you're still looking at your dream, reviewing it every day, and say to yourself, it's not over until I win.
The only thing that people remember over the long term, and often the only thing you will remember, is whether you won or not. And so do whatever it takes to win, because you're probably only going to remember snippets of it, and everyone else isn't even thinking about it to either.
I'm a winner. I'm going to win.
Lose! I don't lose! I win! I win! That's my job! That's what I do!
Stop waiting. Time won't invite you. You have to show up anyway. We've been taught to wait for the right time, to wait until we're more qualified, until we have more money, more confidence, more clarity, until the fear goes away, until we're ready, until someone gives us permission, until the timing makes sense. But here's the reality. The right time doesn't show up. You do. The timing won't feel perfect because you're not supposed to feel certain before you grow.
My plan didn't involve college. I'm out, I'm done. No more community. This is what I want to do. I got it. I've never been more excited about my future. This is it for me. How you gonna figure it out? I'm gonna figure it out though. I'm just gonna go down to the comedy clubs, and I've been winning the amateur nights. So I think the amateur nights can help me pay for my rent, because I was winning the amateur nights. I won a bunch of them in a row. In my mind, it wasn't hard. It wasn't gonna be hard because there was no other option. All my eggs were in this basket, and I was very happy with that choice.
To me, the key to life, the key to everything, the key to success is figuring out what you love. You got to first figure out, I call it your life's task, what you were born to create in this world. Everybody is born as an individual. There's something very unique about you. Everybody has this power within them. Everybody is unique. And the trick in life is bringing out your uniqueness, bringing out what makes you weird, what makes you strange, what makes you different, and leaning into it.
When all that fear that's in your head, all the what ifs and the scenarios that you create inside your own mind that are way worse than anything that is actually going to happen, they all disappear when you go. So just take action and start moving forward. That is the moment that can last 1,000,000 years, is waiting to go. And I found I'm pretty good at it now, where I'm like, oh yeah, I know what that is, and I'm going, and then that's it. And
you can't stop people from trying to limit your dreams, but you can stop it from becoming a reality. Your dreams are up to you. I encourage you to always be curious, always seek out things you love, and always work hard once you find it.
Do you believe a better version of yourself exists? And take responsibility to take that into action. And the reason that question to ask yourself is, do you believe a better version of yourself exists? Is because if you say yes, you are admitting that you have faith. You have faith that a better version of yourself exists. And the only way to move forward in life is by starting and just taking action. There's no book or a 12-step program or perfect way that is going to organize things. And this sounds super trite to say, I know everyone knows that, but people still don't do it. Awareness doesn't mean anything. Action is all that matters.
You can learn anything you want as long as you're willing to look dumb in front of other people for an extended period of time. I think the most underrated money-making habit is being willing to look stupid. Because one of the surest ways to never succeed in life is to avoid looking dumb, is to avoid failing. And what's really interesting about this is that risk is guaranteed. And so there's this thing that people have this misconception, this fallacy about how life works, which is they want to avoid risk. But the thing is that all great things come with risk.
What comes first, belief or action? Do you need to believe that you can do a thing before you can do it? Fake it until you make it is one option, but incredibly hard if you're introspective and have low self-belief and high standards. So what about make it until you believe it? Here are some lessons that I've learned. You can believe you're not worthy of a thing and still attain it. You can be adamant that your efforts are going to go badly and still succeed.
If you listen and you focus and you step out your comfort zone, you can achieve anything in life. Like I was nothing about 3 years ago. I'm here now. So I think if you listen and you focus and you just step out your comfort zone a little bit, who cares if you get embarrassed? You know, anything can be impossible.
You still got to do something. You're an animal. You're here to survive. You're here to replicate. You're driven. You're motivated. You're going to do something. You're not just going to sit there all day. Unlikely. Some people do. Maybe it's in their nature. But I think most people still want to act. They want to live in the arena.
Everything around you will try and force you to dilute yourself. It will force you to try and merge in, fit in with your surroundings. And he said, like, this force is natural and it's inevitable, and yet we have to fight it. And the fact that it's hard does not make it less worth it.
Self-belief is overrated. Generate evidence, says Ryan Holiday. And this resilience of doing good things in spite of you not believing in them or believing that they're going to happen is pretty miraculous. That, like, the world really only knows the actions that you take. It doesn't know about the internal state until that then shows up in the way that you actually perform.
Get serious about who you're hanging out with. I want you to look at the 5 people that you spend the most time with. Really look at them. What are their habits? Are the 5 people that you spend the most time with, are they healthy? Are they driven? Do they have goals? How do they treat you? Because in your 20s, it is so important that you surround yourself with people that bring out the best in you. I mean, life is hard enough. You need the people that you spend the time with to lift you up, to help you.
There's no perfect way to live your 20s. You either live them up and become an underskilled 30-year-old, or you work them up and become an underlived 30-year-old. You just have to figure out which you'd rather be, accept the trade-offs, and know that there are no do-overs.
That's all I want you to do when you look at your dream. Just say to yourself every day, it's possible. Just say that every day to yourself, it's possible. Because what does that do? See, it begins to change your belief system. See, the way in which we operate, ladies and gentlemen, it's a manifestation of what we believe, what's possible for us. Whatever you've done up to this point, all that it really is a duplication, it's a reproduction of what you believe subconsciously that you deserve and what's possible for your life.
Well, I will not accept second best outcomes in my life. Ultimately, you will end up wherever is acceptable to you. You will get out of life whatever is acceptable to you. And there are certain things to me that are very, very important where I will not settle for second best.
The curse of the winner is not that he aims too high and misses, but that he shoots too low and he achieves his goal. And I think that you can't have your own respect if you know that you left some in the tank, which is why going bigger and asking yourself, am I capable of this, is the only way that you can ever truly see. And you can only do that if you're willing to fail.
I don't say this to impress you, but to impress upon you. You have something special. You've got greatness in you, but you've got to be hungry. What do you mean by that? People that are hungry are willing to do the things today others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have. They're willing to study. They're willing to challenge themselves. They're willing to go outside of their comfort zone. Why is that important? Because in order to do something you've never done, you've got to become someone you've never been. You've got to die to who you are now to give birth to who you were chosen out of 400 million sperm to become.
If you want to be exceptional, what you're doing right now is average or even below average. And if you want to continue to be average or below average your whole life, then continue doing this. But you need to make a serious change and start doing hard shit and letting go of the easy shit, the comfortable, pleasurable shit. Abstain from that to make a better version of yourself.
It doesn't make sense to continue wanting something if you're not willing to do what it takes to get it. If you don't want to live the lifestyle, then release yourself from the desire. To crave the result, but not the process, is to guarantee disappointment.
It doesn't matter if a nuclear bomb went off, but all you see is a straight line, completely undisturbed by the things that are going around them. Because you can beat 99% of people without being smarter or luckier, but by being willing to endure pain and uncertainty for longer. It's hard for you, it's hard for everyone else. And most people avoid hard things, which is why you can beat most people by just trying and continuing to try. And the main thing is that I think most people don't even know what trying feels like.
There is a path between where you are and the place that you want to be. If you're not prepared to do that walk, still wanting to reach the end of the path is just guaranteeing that you're going to live an unsatisfactory life.
Nobody cares about you more than you should care about yourself. And nobody is giving you the roadmap to like the wins. You have to go find that information. You gotta go discover it. You gotta want to get it. You gotta want to do it.
And so whoever I blame for the life I have is the person who I give all the power over my existence, over my circumstances. And so it hurts, but if you turn the finger inwards and you start saying, I don't like my life. The person that I need to punish or get back at is the real person who got me here, which is me. And the only person who's in control of that is you. What's crazy is that the highest levels of effort are so rare amongst people that you can unlock most things in the universe with it by just really trying like your life depends on it. Because it does. Most of the time we know what we're supposed to do, we just have trouble doing it. Like you know what you need to do to get a six-pack. You know what you need to do to build muscle. People already know this. Like you don't need to know anything, and yet you haven't begun because you haven't really tried. So if you don't know what to do, the answer is to learn. If you know what to do, the answer is to do it. And if you're already doing it, the answer is to never stop.
Never, and I mean never, let yourself play the victim. That's where you lose your power. Life is not fair, you're right. But sitting around wishing it was, sitting around all the guys flocked to you instead of your sister, sitting around wishing it was you on those European vacations, it's not going to get you anywhere. You can't change what's happening around you. And the sooner you accept that, the freer you will feel. So my advice is move on. Stop focusing on what you think is fair and trust where your life is leading you.
But the problem is that you have to face what you don't want to face in order to fix it.
Yeah.
And so you look at all the things about yourself that need to be burned off, that need to be dispensed with. And that, man, especially at the beginning, especially if you're screwed up, that might be like 95% of you just has to go up in flames. And it's painful. Even some of that stuff that you have to burn off doesn't want to die. And it'll scream in agony while you're burning it off. It's not pleasant. If it faces the problems, can transcend them.
Many of you are creating stories that you tell yourselves to make yourself feel better about why your product isn't as good as it should be, but you have an excuse that only you need to believe. And you believe that excuse, so it excuses you from working harder on the stuff you know you should be doing but aren't. And that work, the work you know you should be doing but aren't, is the opportunity, because that is the work that your competitors also aren't doing. And I'm telling you from the bottom of my soul, it is so easy to beat people today. They are so soft. They have no work ethic. No one can stick with anything. Everyone's distracted. They're on social media. They're counting their notifications because they can't stick with shit. They can't say no.
You repeat what you don't repair. You repeat what you don't reflect on. You repeat what you don't release. You repeat what you don't reveal. You repeat what you don't reframe. You repeat what you don't respect in yourself. And you repeat what you don't take responsibility for. Patterns don't disappear with time. They disappear with work.
The point is, your best strategic position is, how am I insufficient and how can I rectify that? That's what you've got. And the thing is, you are insufficient and you could rectify it. Both of those are within your grasp if you aim low enough. And so it starts to compound on you. So a small step today puts you in a position to take a slightly bigger step the next day.
I think people are so constrained in their thinking of what level of effort is because they haven't considered what trading way more for that thing is. But they would be willing to trade far more for that thing if the trade were clear. But because they've never tried hard at anything, they just think, oh, this is what trying looks like, which might be like the occasional Google search and a couple hours a week of like watching some videos on YouTube on something. It's like, that is not trying. Like, that is not trying. Like, if you cannot count the amount of repetitions that you're having in the hundreds, that is not trying. And like, and the longer I've been doing stuff, that's yielded material reward. The greater my history of delay on me getting what I want with volume. And so it's like, I know that this thing, like everything in my life, volume negates luck.
Struggle doesn't mean you're on the wrong path. It usually means you're on a real one, right? Struggle doesn't mean you're making a mistake. Struggle could mean that you have a lot to learn to get to this goal. If you give up because something's hard, it means you didn't care enough about the thing.
Compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to who someone else is today. A hierarchy of improvement, you need to be aiming for something. So the question is, who should you defeat in the final analysis? And the answer is, you should defeat your former self. You should be constantly trying to do that. If you're improving yourself, then what you are doing is competing with your lesser self. Personal responsibility is like, well, personal responsibility is to compete with yourself, is to be slightly better than yourself the next day.
Yes.
And
preparing to do the thing isn't doing the thing. Scheduling time to do the thing isn't doing the thing. Making a to-do list for the thing isn't doing the thing. Telling people you're going to do the thing isn't doing the thing. Fantasizing about all of the adoration you'll receive once you do the thing isn't doing the thing. Reading about how to do the thing isn't doing the thing. Reading about how other people did the thing isn't doing the thing. Reading this essay isn't doing the thing. The only thing that is doing the thing is doing the thing. And I love this.
I'd say one of the strongest mental frames that has gotten me through my hardest times is thinking, this will be the story that I will one day tell. And that means the harder it is, the bigger the dragon, the more epic the story, and by consequence, the more epic the hero. And if you think about the difference between winners and losers, winners define themselves by what they made happen, and losers define themselves by what happened to them. One of the strongest reframes for suffering is that it gives you the opportunity to create evidence of the person who you want to be. And so it's like, I cannot say that I'm the type of man who can withstand hard things without having gone through hard things. And so reframing suffering as opportunity to create more proof, I think, is really, really strong.
Every morning when you get up, say over and over to yourself, do it now, do it now, do it now. I do it now, do it now. Whenever you have this tendency to procrastinate, program your subconscious mind with this automatic conditioned command, do it now, do it now, do it now. The key to overcoming procrastination is to develop a sense of urgency. Be the kind of person who gets things done quickly.
But what does losing feel like to you? It's exciting. Why is it exciting? Because it means you have different ways to get better. There's certain things that you can figure out that you can take advantage of, right? Certain weaknesses that were exposed that you need to shore up.
I found everything I did the first time. I was known for coming back even harder after I failed. Success isn't a straight line. It's a maze. And when you think you figure that maze out, you hit a wall. And you gotta turn the fuck around and start again. Stay hard.
Do you know that less than 2% of the population have a sense of urgency? And that there's not an example of a successful person anywhere who does not have a sense of urgency? That if you just develop a sense of urgency, when somebody gives you a task, that you get on it and do it fast, that alone will move you into the top ranks in a very short period of time.
The only way that we're gonna be able to get past this and the way God is gonna use me right now is for me to stop talking about the pain, stop talking about what happened, and do something about it. And that's where I'm at right now in this moment. I'm not asking for anyone out here to empathize or sympathize for a dude worth $11 billion that can make money appear out of thin air in 5 different industries.
You can't transfer your sacrifice into someone else's success. You can't transfer your discipline into someone else's desire. You can't transfer your work into someone else's worth. It doesn't work that way. They have to have the discipline. They have to do the work. They have to make the sacrifice. You can be there by their side, but you can't do it for them.
You do not become confident by shouting affirmations in the mirror, but by having a stack of undeniable proof that you are who you say you are. Outwork your self-doubt. And ultimately, hoping that you're going to be able to believing that you can think your way out of a thinking problem is like believing you can sniff your way out of a cocaine addiction, right? You have to give yourself something else that's going to step change where you're at.
If you were to focus half an hour of study on one field of endeavor for 5 consecutive years, you'd not only transform you, you'd transform the world around you. And we collectively would transform the world as we know it today. You and I were born with the gift to make this a better place. Even if we didn't improve, we could make the world better right now. We could encourage people, compliment people. We could solve problems. We could pick up trash. We could fix things. We could bring new ideas. But as you grow, you become a bigger source for the rest of life to express itself through you. You were put here for a reason.
And so no one will ever know how hard you worked, and no one will ever care. And so you have to create another game or another story that allows you to succeed even when no one else cares. Which is why you have to be the one who cheers for you when no one else is watching. Just know that no one will understand, and that's okay, because you know, and you're the only person whose respect you need to earn. And you're also the hardest person's respect to earn, because you know when you're bullshitting you.
The rewards you get in terms of self-esteem and self-story, what you think of yourself, will be correlated to the size of the commitment you keep when no one is watching. So if you say to yourself, I'm going to do this, when no one is watching, we don't think it's important to keep those commitments. We think lying to ourselves is, there's no sort of punishment for that. I actually think the greatest consequence in life is not keeping commitments to yourself. And I think that compounds to, as we talked about, where does beliefs come from? I think it compounds as personal evidence, which is deposited in this instruction manual of who you are and how you behave and how you show up and what you're capable of.
But when you get up there and you like knock your arrow onto your bow, you've just got to be like, oh, I'm going to slay this right now. And I started consciously thinking about that attack, that attitude of, hey, I'm walking up, I've trained, but now I'm going to just go slay this thing. And all that performance anxiety is gone. You go up, get confident. Yeah, I'm gonna punch this thing right through that target. No factor. And you do it. And I think that's a good thing to think about when it comes to execution. Like, yes, be humble, be prepared, but when you knock that arrow or you put your night vision goggles on or you step into that meeting to do that presentation, you should be like, oh, I'm about to slay this right now.
No single workout or meal is ever impressive on its own. The reason so few people understand success is consistency never looks impressive in the moment, only at the end. You don't get to see the process. You don't get to see what trying looks like, right? Trying is opaque. Outcomes are obvious. You can try way harder than you think you can, and most people aren't trying at all.
It's not about the running, the swimming, the push-ups, the sit-ups. It's about what those things do for your mentality. You don't get better on the daggone couch. You get better by coming out here and getting the fuck after it every daggone day.
Do something that's hard and do it every day. That's one of the nice things about jiu-jitsu. You're gonna get choked. You're gonna be uncomfortable. You're gonna get smashed. You're gonna have to tap out. Your ego is gonna get abused. Go do that. Go do that. You go for a run, lift, just do hard stuff. And that's a good way to keep that, I guess, fresh.
Are you settling, or did you move mountains? And it's just a great visual for me in terms of like, did you try, or did you move the world to make it happen?
It's pretty straightforward. If you don't use it, you're gonna lose it. Every day that you don't do work, you're going backwards, and it definitely will hurt you, and it'll show up. You can't get away with what you got away with when you were 23. It doesn't work. You have to stay ahead of it.
Doing that, and the way I be thinking is that if I'm taking any breaks, there's somebody out there right now that's literally grinding his ass off and is gonna blow up anytime now. And he or she is dead ass like working her or his ass off. And I always think like that, or I always think of like, okay, how's my ground coming up? Like, you can't get comfortable in this shit.
Anything in life that you put your mind to, you can do. The world is your oyster. That's all I tell people. And I really have a grasp of that, being that I nearly died. It's this, and it's heaven. While you're on earth, especially if you're not incarcerated, if you got to take advantage of this. And that doesn't mean for everybody to be a rapper, for everybody to be a producer. Do what you do to the fullest and live your life and just be happy.
Success really just boils down to this. You gotta want it more than you hate what it takes to get it. If you're willing to suck at anything for 100 days in a row, you can beat most people at most things.
It's not over until I win. Got that right. It's not over till I win. Not over till I get through. It's not over till I get over. Not over till I get what I want. Door can't open today, look out. I'm gonna come back and take the hinges off. That's how you gotta do that. You've got to have that kind of courage, that type of determination.
I know that I'm already, DNF'd. So no matter what happens here, I'm not gonna be an official finisher of this race.
This isn't for glory.
No. This is now for the fact that you can. So either you can sit here and not and think about that for a whole year until you come back here and do this, or you can go out there for yourself and take some kind of pride in knowing that you could and you did.
And it evolved into just like a no quit mentality. It's accepting these fears I have, this doubt I have, this everything that goes through my mind, but regardless of that, not quitting and not giving up on myself. No matter how hard is the time of what I'm going through and whatever shit I feel, I'm gonna still put in the same work regardless of how I feel, and that's a champion mentality, because champion's not controlled by their outside circumstances. They control their own mind inside and how they act, and then the world goes on around them.
As you do, you realize that it's not that you that merges with you, it's that you push this out of the way. Kind of like how a little reality distortion sphere moves through. And you locally, so it was my Twitter bio for ages, to quote from Naval. He says, I locally reverse entropy. I love that idea. You've got this entire universe, entropy, this force that is going to destroy, and you think, yeah, briefly, for my time on this planet, for however many decades I'm going to be here, I actually locally reverse entropy. The fucking entire power of the universe bearing down on me. It's like, yeah, not while I'm here.
It's the effort, it's the journey. It's like suffering through time that I don't want to be at the gym, or why I want to quit on my diet, and I push myself, and every single moment, every day leading up to the show, and I win all those moments. That's winning. That's like winning in life, continuously every day. And through that journey, being able to build my relationships, not sacrifice them for winning, be able to make myself a better person, not a more stressed out, anxious person, all that stuff coming together, I've already won before I have a trophy in my hands. When I stand on stage, I haven't quit on a workout, I haven't quit on a cardio session.
Because I know every motherfucker ain't gonna do what I'm gonna do. So this is how you level up. That's how you level up. I know there's a whole bunch of people with that right there. That fires me up. That makes me happy, what you just said. That brings joy to my life right there.
Why?
Because I know there's so many people that have the ability and just refuse to get off that couch. Refuse to study a few more hours. Refuse to go deeper, to go further. And that's where I gain the advantage. It's so easy to be great nowadays, my friend, because most people are weak.
Because I think I can do anything.
Have you ever played basketball?
Yes, I did. I was
you
pretty
okay?
good.
You pretty good?
And the thing, I wasn't natural at all, but I ended up being on a team and winning championships and being a point guard, and it just came from, like, my talent is the ability to learn.
I built this shit. Me. Brick by brick. And I'll be damned if I let you tear it down just because you don't like the way another nigga talk.
Let me be very clear. I'll never give up. Never.
I'm going to win wherever I go. Wherever I go, I'm going to win. I don't care where I go. I don't give a damn what team I go to, I'm going to win. I'm going to win regardless. It don't matter.
If you want something, go get it. Like I quip that the reason to win the game is to be free of it. So you play the games, you win the games, and then hopefully you get bored of the games. You don't want to just keep looping on the same game over and over.
Find a way to win. You want to prove everybody wrong? Then win. You want to change you and your family's life forever? Then win. Fuck your emotions, fuck your sob story, because nobody cares until you win. So find a way to win.